And the Police Crimes Courts and Sentencing Act, the police now have even more powers to restrict and repress protests. They just do. And I think it also depends on who you actually are and what you've actually done as to how they actually treat you. Now, I'm someone who's paint bombed number 10, handcuffed myself to the gates of number 10. I've got 13 convictions altogether, and I've been arrested 16 times. And I think...
I've got 280, beat that.
I think I've exhausted all of the grace that I'm ever going to have from the judiciary. Well, this is the point, isn't it? Now they can't. But the point is, this protest was organised, the police were absolutely fine with everything and against what I'd usually do. For the first time ever, I formally spoke to the police about a protest this year in October. I don't like doing it, guys. I don't like the fact that the police keep us in one lane. I don't like the tape and cone. I don't like the fact that they walk alongside us and try and restrict us. But I think it's time to admit that we already live in a permission state. You've all run off now. Where's all the cops? There were so many of you earlier, and now you've all run away. We live in a permission state already, and I think people need to realise they come after certain people harder than they do others. And in organising this protest, everything was fine. Well, until Israel's sponsored protest was announced to be happening, which is happening immediately behind us. Now, I didn't have a problem with that. I think everybody's got the right to protest. Everybody does. I don't care what your views are. I don't care what your politics is. I don't care what your ideology is, who you pray to, what colour your skin is. I don't care. I am a free speech absolutist, and you can say what you want. But when your job is literally to distract, divide and conquer, I'm going to call you out. And what happened with the protest that's happening behind us, the Metropolitan Police gave that person everything that he wanted and restricted us more and more and more. With all these barriers, with all these rules, with the tape and cone, with the police walking alongside us, they told me I could only have 3 lanes. That's why this is in the middle and I'm in this position. I've been forced into this position by the Metropolitan Police.
Because you're British.
What? Yeah, they are criminals. The Metropolitan Police are criminals. Absolutely. They do work for us. But the problem is with these people, you get a little bit of power and a little bit more power and a little bit more power. You start to think that what's coming for humanity isn't coming for you, like you're above it. Well, let me tell you something, you're not above it. It's coming for you too, and we are here today fighting for you, the Metropolitan Police, because we fight for humanity. You make our job harder, you suppress our free speech and our protests, and you make people not want to come out. But we stand here for you and your children as well, so you need to listen. But like I say, you've all run away. Now, I'm a talker and I'm going to try not to be so much. I just wanted to get that out of the way, but I tell you what. First of all, I'm going to invite our first speaker onto the stage, and he's the son of a man that we all know. But he himself, my friend actually described him as an angel, because he is one of the most humble, kind-hearted, intelligent and caring men that I've met. He is a presenter on Iconic, and he too is fighting for everyone's freedom and has been for years now, and I just think he is obviously following in his father's footsteps in so many ways. But the next man, he is his own man, he's an incredible man. And I'd like to welcome to the stage Gareth Icke, everyone. Please make some noise.
Thank you so much. I'm not rapping. Not this time. It does feel like 2020 all over again, doesn't it? I was thinking that. I'm like, right, we're right back at the coalface. But I will say it was an honour to stand in defiance with all of you then, and it is now. Because we stood up then because we knew, as we know now, that the power is with the people. The power is with us. Thank you very much. Governments answer to us, not the other way around. And what we've allowed over the years is we've allowed ourselves to be gaslit and fooled and conned and divided and terrified into accepting the reverse. Well, that stops now. Now, back in 2020, this is the main difference here, because right now we're being asked to accept something that none of us want. Absolutely no one wants digital ID at all. But in 2020, when we stood up, we were the minority, and we were fighting back not just against the state, but we were fighting back against our friends, family members sometimes, work colleagues, employers, Jeremy Vine. But we're the majority now. We have the numbers that we didn't have back in 2020. Now that's not to say that, you know, fighting back against digital ID is going to be simple or easy or without sacrifice, because we will be asked to give up stuff that we love and things that we hold dear and take for granted to resist digital ID. And that, I think, is a conversation that all of us are going to have with ourselves at some point. What are we willing to give up? What are we willing not to do that we normally did in order to stand back and refuse digital ID? Because let's have it right, they will put those blockages in the way for all of us. And of course, that's a conversation we have with ourselves, and only we can answer how far we're willing to go. But I will say that if you're coming into this battle with the attitude of, I'm going to resist digital ID unless, or I'm going to refuse to submit to digital ID, but if they do X, Y, and Z, then you may as well put up that white flag and sign on the dotted line now, because they will put those blockages in place. But let me frame the question in a different way. Instead of asking ourselves, what are we going to be giving up if we comply, or if we don't comply, and we refuse digital ID, ask yourselves, what will you be giving up if you do comply with digital ID? What will you be sacrificing on the altar of you'll own nothing, you'll have no privacy, but you'll be bloody miserable? We'll be giving away our freedoms, our children's freedoms, our grandchildren's freedoms. We'll be giving away our rights to where we can go, what we can do, what we can buy, whether we can access our money, what we can say, what we can hear. We'll be giving away our children's futures. We'll be giving away their freedoms. They will never experience true freedom because we will have given it away on their behalf. They will never be able to be uniquely themselves, to express themselves freely, because we gave it away on their behalf. Now, as I say, they're going to put all these blockages in our way, and they're going to try and make it difficult for us to resist digital ID. They're going to gaslight us some more. They're going to try and fool us and hoodwink us into accepting it. Because I understand, ladies and gentlemen, that our digital prison is being built around us all the time. I'm not a fool. I know that it's coming in many and various ways. But digital ID is the bedrock that all this stuff is built upon. I said it was a ridiculous analogy, but it kind of worked-ish, so I'm going to repeat it. For me, digital ID is the pizza base, and all the other aspects are just the toppings.